There's a shame, there's guilt.
Yeah, but just for the record, like I don't want to dismiss what you're feeling, but I definitely want you to know that the shame is not on you, man. It's a shame on these people that think otherwise. Like, honestly, like you should never be ashamed of who you are and what you stand for and how you go about your day. The ignorance of the other people, that's a shame. And it's a shame that it exists. But you have nothing to apologize for real. Right? So back by popular demand, Jamal. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. So you're causing a little bit of havoc on, in a positive way, by the way. This is not negative. On LinkedIn and Instagram and all the rest of it. Let's back it right up.
Right.
How did this all start? Where did this all start?
Awesome. Well, as I said, I mean, I grew up in 13 countries, right? And I was very conscious of the skin of my color.
Yep.
In some countries, I was very cool to be black. People expected me to play basketball and be cool. In some countries, it wasn't great.
Yep.
In 2003, I was actually playing basketball with my friends, and that was the last time I played basketball. I was about to take a shot, and then my brother was like, "Run!" And then everyone ran away from me. I didn't know what was going on. So as I looked behind my shoulder, I saw about 7 or 8 people kind of running towards us, holding different stuff in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is about to get ugly. Now, when these things happen, Toby, it happens so fast and so quick that your mind just doesn't catch up in a way.
Yeah.
So my immediate thoughts were like, I was a teenager, by the way. So all what I can remember from these guys, they had beers and stuff like, oh, they're adult. I was like, I'm gonna sit in the bench, pretending like I'm not with this group of people. I almost forgot that I'm black, and this is a racially motivated attack. So I remember seeing my brother. He was running for his getting his shoes or slippers. He took a brick in his face. I was like, this is us. This is what I was like, I should run. It was too late. I was hit in the back of my head. I was hit in my head, put on the ground. I was stabbed in my neck. That was 2003. You know,
Where were you? What country?
Turkey, Ankara. For anyone who's experienced racism or experienced sort of a near-death experience with racism, it's not something you want to talk about.
Sure.
There's a shame, there's guilt.
Yeah, but just for the record, like I don't want to dismiss what you're feeling, but I definitely want you to know that the shame is not on you, man. It's a shame on these people that think otherwise. Like, honestly, like you should never be ashamed of who you are and what you stand for and how you go about your day. The ignorance of the other people, that's a shame. And it's a shame that it exists. But you have nothing to apologize for real. Right? Sorry, I just want to be clear, right?
Yeah. No, I'm really glad that you did, because as a teenager, you don't tend to think that way, though. I'll give you, maybe I'll talk about this in a sec. But talking about shame, I walk in with the grocery store with my father, and someone say, hey, nigger, go back to where you came from. I'm embarrassed of my own father.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shame is just there, because if you think about it, what are my options? Do I say something back and risk starting a fight? Do I ignore it and feel ashamed afterwards that I didn't stick up for myself?
Yeah.
Or do I report it? In the best case, I'll get an apology.
Yeah.
This is what I tend to think about, especially at that age when I was a teenager.
And I don't walk in your shoes, so I can't give you that answer. But I can tell you that someone's talking like that, like they're the one with the problem.
Right. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And so how did you get here? Because I think this has got something to do with you, right, James?
Yes.
So I remember something vaguely about an Uber ride. Were you driving?
Yes, I was
You were
driving.
an Uber driver.
I was an Uber driver.
Okay.
So I moved to Australia in 2017, and look, I didn't know any people here, so I was like, all right, I like driving.
Yep.
I'm trying to get a job. My English is not great. I'm still working on it. So Uber was great. I was like, I'm going to do some Uber sort of driving, get to know people, understand the culture. I remember one day I picked up James, actually, and it was a short trip. It was like 5 minutes trip.
Yep.
I was like, hey, what do you do? I was like, hey, well, I work in this stuff. I do a lot of video production things, and I work, like out of this space, Creative Cubes. was like, what is that? How do you get in? It's so cool. I was like, well, I pitched for a spot. I was like, what does that mean?
Damn.
The trip was so short that he didn't give me all the details. Like, but look it up. Every year this happens. You could get to pitch for a spot, and that was it. He left, you know, just like any other Uber rider. I was reflecting on this. I was like, well, this is cool, you know, being part of a community. He was talking to me about the bean bags, the dogs, all of that cool
Yeah.
stuff. So I won't say I forgot about it because that was the start of my journey with entrepreneurship.
Yep.
In 2020, I saw it, you know, there's pitch for a spot kind of application, you know, kind of put through Startup Big, put in an application. I was like, oh, this might be it. I honestly did not know I'm going to see James again.
That's amazing.
I almost took it as one of those things like, you see how you go. You know, probably they're not going to take me because, you know, you tend to kind of sometimes think that you're not good enough in a way. And then when I saw him talking, I was like, well, this is the dude who changed my life in a way.
That's amazing. And you didn't know that until he started talking?
Until he started talking.
So he was in the room because he was doing a lot of video production for
Right.
us. And then he got up and you're like, fuck, that's the guy.
Well, to be honest, at the start, he didn't even know me. But when I told him, he remembered everything. So I was sitting there in the audience waiting for my turn. I was like, this is the guy, actually. I was like, I'm going to reach out to him. I couldn't because my spot was next in a way.
Sure.
I pitched, but then I said it like,
Yeah,
he's the guy who
I remember
changed my
something,
life.
yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
And so James, you couldn't skateboard that day. It must have been raining or something, or the shoot was just too long that you couldn't ride the skateboard?
Yeah, every person I talk to, I'm like, there's this opportunity to pitch for a spot. And I think like everybody was interested in just like, you pitch, you can win, like you can start a business. It's like, wow, it's incredible. That was the story.
That's amazing, man. Wow. One thing that I want to, like, I don't want to turn this into a sad vlog, but, you know, my dad passed when I was young. And my attitude towards it is, if that situation would not have happened, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Right.
I'd be a very different person. Not to say that it'd be better or worse. And I really like who I am. I really love who I am. And I hope that you love who you are. And I hope that those situations, as horrible as they were, equally horrible losing my father, hope they've kind of shaped you to being a proud person, for you to be able to hold your head up high and go, I hear you, but I'm not fucking listening to you because you don't know me. You don't walk in my shoes. You don't know the impact that I have. And you also don't know anything about me. So let them judge the book by its cover. But so long as you feel good about all of those situations kind of adding up to make you give you that power, give you that motivation to want to make a change. I'm not glad they happened, but I'm glad that they've kind of come into your world to power you.
Right.
Right? I'm not proud or happy that my father passed when I was a young kid and I needed a father as a young boy. But I love who I am today. I love the compassion that I have. I grew up around my sisters and my mom. I married a girl with 2 sisters. I've got 2 daughters of my own, right? I love that. And that's who it's made me. Those environments have made me. And as horrible as they are to look back, those environments have made you, which is now going to help Australia and the world become a better place.
Right.
Because of the shit you had to deal with, you want to put a stop to it and try and make all the power to you. And if there's anything that me, my team, my spaces, anything that we can, like the community, anything we can do to help you, you just reach us because we got your back. We're in your corner.
Love it.
All
Respect
right?
to that, man.
Of course.
Thanks a lot, Toby.
Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today.